Hello, tonight is Monday night and we are making spinach and ricotta cannelloni. I like to simmer the tomato sauce for it for a few hours, so it's about 3:30 now. It will simmer for about 2 hours before I construct the full cannelloni and pop it in the oven for dinner. So I'm going to get my big trusty pot on. I could probably do it in my frying pan, but I'm going to do it in my pot. We'll just do it in the pot. It wasn't so long ago that I cooked this on my channel because I did make it last month. But what I love about this recipe is I can have it for leftovers. It's like quite a lunchy type of dinner and it makes a lot. So we're going to make it tonight and have it tomorrow for lunch. So I've put my oil in, I've diced up an onion, and then I've got my garlic portion. I've only got about 4 of these left, so I'm going to have to look into doing some more, and I'm going to fry this down. What I'm going to do tonight as well, what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to clean out my plastic container cupboard and put in all of the glass Pyrex that I've got to do my plastic swap out with glass containers. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to add it to this video that you're watching right now, or if I'm going to post it as a separate video. So, you know, I'm not sure yet. We'll see how we go. I'm going to go with my 1/3 of a cup of tomato paste. I'm just going to guesstimate this. And I'll go in with a few bay leaves. I put 4 in just because they're a bit older, so the aroma's not as strong in them. I'm going to buy some more this coming month, so it's March. Next month, April, I'm looking at my grocery list and trying to collate that now over this next week. I'm going to be doing a big stock up of spices. Going to get my water boiling for the stock while this simmers down, or while this just simmers a little bit. If you're following the recipe does call for 1/3 of a cup of white wine. I don't have that, so I'm just going to add an extra 1/3 of a cup of chicken stock. I'm using my chicken bone broth from Woolies, So 1 teaspoon of chicken bone broth to 1 cup of water. So I've got 4 1/3 of a cup to put in. I'm going to have to buy some more of this bone broth. You go through it quite quickly. I'm totally out of the beef bone broth, so I've just been subbing in chicken bone broth whenever I need to use beef. But yeah, this week when I place my Woolies Click and Collect order, I will be ordering chicken and beef stock. So 2 cups. I'm not sure if you saw me then or if the camera had moved, but I put 2 cups in. I've got another 2.5 or 2 1/3 cups of chicken bone broth. So cup number 3. I'm just going to do 4 cups, and then I can add more liquid down the track if it's needed. And 800 grams of diced tomatoes. So I've got my big 800 gram tin. So going in with 1 teaspoon of sugar. If you're wondering, I keep my sugar in one of the decaf coffee jars that's empty, just because it fits nicely up with my coffee tea cabinet. Also going with some pepper. And some salt. And I'm using our lovely Murray River salt. I've got a viewer that also uses this salt. If you're in Australia and you can get your hands on this, it's super, super tasty. It's Murray River pink salt. Probably put a bit too much salt in because we've also got the chicken broth, but that is okay. That salt is actually full of minerals. My sister, who's staying with us at the moment for a little while, she was having a look at it last night, and it's like really high in iron and potassium, I believe, which I don't believe most salts are. Like if I've just got my table salt, let's have a look. So yeah, this has just got sea salt, anti-caking agent, that's suspicious, and potassium iodine. So it's not naturally occurring. Okay, it's been an hour and a half and my tomato sauce has simmered down to the consistency I'm looking for. So I've just put it on super low and I'm going to put the lid on and let it continue to simmer for the next hour. So in reality, I only let that sauce simmer for another 30 minutes before turning it off and then just leaving it there until I was ready to assemble. Since it is just a tomato sauce, there's no meat product in it. Lola's having another sleep here while I do this voiceover. Since it's just a tomato sauce, I was happy to leave it on the stovetop for a few hours until I was ready to finish dinner for this night. So to assemble the cannelloni, as simple as putting a little bit of the sauce down first. You can see that I completely forgot to take out the bay leaves. It wasn't until later that night where I went to eat the cannelloni that I had a bay leaf in my bowl, but surprisingly they don't taste like that strong or bad. I didn't eat it, but yeah, anyways, I digress. So to fill the cannelloni pasta, I just got a Ziploc bag, as you can see. I put one of the ties around kind of where the bag filled up to, because I found last time I did this it was actually really hard to control a big bag, and the spinach and ricotta filling just kind of squeezed up into the rest of the bag. So this definitely helped this night when I was making the cannelloni. So yeah, filling up the cannelloni, and you'll see me too, the cannelloni, there's not quite enough to fill this Pyrex dish. So I always just put just some dry pasta in the end before topping it with some more tomato sauce and then grating some cheese for the top. And then you bake it covered with alfoil. I can't remember exactly how long, I want to say 45 minutes, and then you take the alfoil off and let the cheese brown up a little bit for 15 minutes, I believe. I'll link the recipe down below. Last time I made this cannelloni, I had some great suggestions from viewers. Quite a few viewers said they just use lasagna sheets instead of these round cannelloni tubes, which I think is like such a great idea. And then I believe I had another viewer say that they use lentils, I think, just to add a little bit more nutrients to this dish. But yeah, this is definitely one of our favorite meals to make. It takes a little bit of time because we are prepping that tomato sauce, but it is so worth it. It is so flavorful when, it's just such a simple tomato sauce that simmers all day. This bone broth that I use is really, really flavorful. So finishing it up, Ben's giving me some tips there just to press it all in so we can fit it in nice and snug. Topping it with our tomato sauce before popping it in the oven. Now, if any of you out there, I've just finished my April meal plan and click and collect order for Woolworths. I'm picking it up today and hopefully filming my next big grocery haul today. So if you're interested to see what I get for the month of April, it is under $600. I believe I spent just over $500 at Woolies on this big shop. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel. My goal is 1,000 subscribers and I'm just over 100 off. So that's really, really exciting. So please subscribe if you've been enjoying my content. And I do post weekly on here too. So lots and lots of kitchen content on this channel and chatting. I want to, always take a bit of time in each video to have a chat with you. If there's anything you want to know, any questions you've got for me, feel free to pop them in the comments and I will work through them and have a chat about them during each video. But I suppose at the moment the biggest thing going on for us is that I'm back at work. It's been a really nice start back. Dropping Lola off to daycare is really, really tough. I don't think that's going to get any easier or anything's going to make it any better. She has a fabulous day once I've left. It's just that initial saying goodbye, and as a mum, and I'm sure any of you mum or dads listening understand that it's probably one of the toughest things you have to do as a parent, but we will get there. And it's been so good to have simple, easy recipes, including some of those dump meals that I prepared not so long ago. I believe it was last month, just to chuck in the slow cooker to have as an easy dinner. So when I pick Lola up from daycare after a day of work, we can really spend time with her, and there's less time, needing to go towards getting dinner ready in the evenings. I forgot to show you what this looked like once it came out of the oven, but we did have a serving left over for lunch the next day, so that's it in the new Pyrex bowl. Next day here, making a super simple dinner. We're having salmon with some roast veggies. Salmon was not on our monthly meal plan for the month. I was really craving it, and look, I am lucky enough to live just down the road from Woolies. We had some money left in our monthly budget, so we went and picked up some salmon. Also picked up some Brussels sprouts. You can see just on the right hand part of the screen there, they were marked down and they looked really good. So Brussels sprouts and salmon for dinner, and also some of the pumpkin from our garden. Lola's helping out here with my partner on this night. So a super simple dinner. I love dinners where it's just cook a bit of meat, put some veggies in the oven to roast. I've been loving roast pumpkin lately. On a weekly basis, I've been cutting up half a pumpkin, roasting it, and having it for lunches as a quick side with dinner, just heating it back up. Lola's been enjoying it, and I just love that it's organic pumpkin from our garden that tastes so good. I wanted to jump into and just say a huge thank you to my new Patreon subscriber. It means a lot to have that support, and I just love that we're building that little community in Patreon. If you're interested to see how I monthly meal plan and get your hands on a monthly meal planner each month, check out the link down below to my Patreon account. And that's how dinner looked on this night. Next night here, I am prepping for tacos. So this was a day that I was at home, I wasn't working. I pulled some chicken legs out of the freezer. This is a huge, 1.5 kilos. I think it was 1.7 kilos of chicken legs. So it was the morning, I was just getting them in. I think it was mid-morning, about 10 a.m. The chicken legs were still a little bit frozen, which is fine. So just pulling them apart to give them a little bit of space in between each chicken leg. And then this was a super Lola's having a good sleep here. This was a super simple prep. I've done it quite a few times before, just to get the chicken nice and soft for the tacos. For liquid, I just put a little bit of chicken stock in, and then I put salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder. I also put the rest of the tomato paste that we had in the fridge. You can see that I am using the same spoon to touch the chicken and put into the jar, and that's because it was the last of this tomato paste I was going to use. I hadn't got around to putting it in the freezer, so I just used the last of it on this day.
So getting everything ready for the tacos. We had soft and hard tacos. Cooked the chicken, cooked the corn in a little bit of butter, salt and pepper. And then I just prepped some toppings, so lettuce, onion, tomato and cheese. We had a little bit of sour cream. We also had avocados to use, so I crushed some avocado up and some black beans. So quite a spread on this night. My phone didn't film. I did the majority of pulling the chicken off the bone and Ben did the rest, but lucky I noticed before Ben went into the chicken. So pulling the chicken off the bone, it's so nice and tender. I absolutely love slow cooked chicken legs for any type of pull apart, you know, burrito, taco, you name it. Ben's adding a little bit of that, the juices from the slow cooker in to the chicken. We also had, you can see there, we've got the hard shell tacos. I've had these in the cupboard for months to use, so I brought them out tonight because they're my sister's favourite to have hard shell tacos. And then for the soft tortillas, or just for the wraps, I pulled out some of my sourdough discard tortillas that I had left in the freezer. I just froze them with parchment paper in between each of the tortillas. These have been hands down one of the best things that I've made from scratch. They do so well frozen and then reheated. They're really soft, really flexible, and really yummy if I don't say so myself. So here we are just sitting outside. We like to sit outside to eat dinner when we can. We don't actually have a dining room table inside, but we've got a nice patio area out the side. So this was dinner for this night. It is Thursday morning. I forgot to show you what we had last night. We had some roast veggies with some chicken Kiev. But last night I took out this slow cooker dump meal. If you haven't already seen, I made 10 slow cooker dump meals for the freezer to get out, defrost and put in the slow cooker for days that I'm working. So this is chicken tikka masala. It's just on low. I should be home mid-afternoon, so I'll be able to check on it then before working from home for the rest of the day. So dinner's prepped and ready. I've got a little bit of broccoli in the fridge and we'll have it with some rice tonight. So this slow cooker was finished at about 2 p.m. So I let it cool down a little bit before putting it into one of my big glass Pyrex dishes. A huge benefit of having these glass containers that I've been raving on about. Not sponsored or anything, but I'm loving that I can put things into the containers, into the fridge while they're still warm. Previously, I was really funny about letting whatever it was cool right down before putting it into a plastic container, but with the glass, I'm not worried at all, which is super handy. This week was a shorter week with dinners, only prepping 5 meals. We went and visited friends a few hours away and stayed there the night. So it was nice to have this as leftovers for Sunday night, so we didn't have to worry about cooking. Served it with some of that roast pumpkin that I prepped. I didn't film, but I prepped some roasted pumpkin. And we also had it with some rice and some naan bread that my sister brought home. So that is it for this week in my kitchen. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you next time where I'll be showing you my big April monthly grocery haul. Bye for now.